Hi everyone, it's Natalie here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to create a content strategy to actually attract nutrition coaching clients. Sometimes I hear from people that they post often on social media, but then they just don't get clients from it. So there's an actual strategy behind this for how to turn a stranger into a paying client, and we need to know and understand the content spectrum behind this. So that's what I'm going to be going over today, and I'm also going to be giving you examples for types of content that you can post to actually turn someone from a complete stranger, they don't know you, until they decide to buy. Now, before we get into this video, I did want to let you know that I'm actually hosting a live webinar about how to create 30 days of content in just 60 minutes, and that's happening October 17th. All right, not only am I going to be covering more in depth about how to create a content strategy that actually gets you clients, but we're actually going to get hands-on and plan this content together so that we have the whole month all planned out and ready to go. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to click the link below and sign up to be there. So let's first talk about essentially the spectrum. So what I mean by that is that we need to first understand that people are not necessarily going to be ready to buy immediately, and that's okay, right? It essentially means that we can divide people and the stages that they are in three separate categories. We have one, which is cold, right, which is essentially just someone who doesn't really know you. Maybe they just stumbled upon you, but they really don't know if they even want to buy anything, or that's might not even be on their radar at the moment. So you can see how if we only post content for people who are ready to buy, and we have people on there that are in the cold category, we're not going to be capturing those people, okay? The second category is going to be warm, right, which is people who maybe follow you, maybe they watch your videos, maybe they are in your Facebook group, they like what you do, they comment maybe on what you do, maybe they even send you a message occasionally, maybe they just like your posts consistently, right? They are going to be in the warm category. Now, these people are not to be mistaken with the hot category, which is people who are ready to buy. They're in a buying mood. They're thinking about buying, and we just need to tip them over, and they're like, I am handing you my credit card, and I am ready to be your client, right? There's people in that category, but there's steps that need to be taken first, especially when it comes to content, right, that we need to do in order to get somebody into the hot category, okay? Now, I wanted to talk a bit about content for the spectrum. So I want to give you a couple of different ideas for what you can do in each of these different categories in order to eventually attract clients, right? So we don't want to be just posting in one category, just posting for people who are ready to buy, just posting for people who are in that cold category, and forgetting about everybody else, right? Because this is how we're going to get a full bunch of people who are ready to become your client. But if we're not paying attention to that, we're going to mess this up, right? So what is in this kind of first cold category? Okay, what's some examples of that? So one thing that you could do in the cold category to essentially talk to those people who are not really on board to buy just yet is essentially share your story. Share why you chose to get into what you decided to get into, and then why you decided to help people with this. This allows people to understand more about you, to connect with you, maybe connect their own story with a story that you have, right? Without necessarily being like, hey, buy my thing right now, even though you might not be ready to. Now, in the warm category, what we want to think about here is helpful tips that can help them with the problems that they are facing. So you should have already figured out at this point who your ideal client is, if we're doing this correctly. If you don't know who your ideal client is, you want to go in the link in the description below. I probably have the link to my Pick Your Niche training, essentially. But we should have a list, and we should know, at least in our heads, about what are some problems that my ideal clients are facing. It's a great way to build trust and actually get people to position you as the authority about the topic if we're posting helpful content on the problems that they have. Now, for the hot category, there's a couple things that we can post here. One, client results. Share your client stories. It builds trust. People start to believe, hey, if this person did it, maybe I can do it too. Talk about what you actually offer. Okay, what do you offer and how do you help them? And position your authority there, position your value there, and help them understand how this can help them get from where they currently are to where they want to be. Doing things like that can actually push people over the edge, get them to schedule a call with you, and then bam, we got ourselves some clients, right? Now, to understand more about how this all works and to get really more in depth, I'm actually having a free live webinar this October 17th where you can learn from me, right, about how to create 30 days of content in just an hour and how to go about that and how to do this in an effective way that actually gets you clients, right? Okay. So with that said, I hope this video was helpful for you. Be sure to like the video, comment below what you would like me to talk about next, and subscribe because I put out new videos just like this one every single Friday. Hit that notification bell to be notified.